Diane, I'm listening to a podcast, Black Lodge Trivia Night. I've never heard so many game aspirations in my life. All right, welcome back to Black Lodge Trivia Night. This is Art one more time with some more Call of Cthulhu. I think this is the 4th session. Apologies, I'm mostly over the cold, but not quite there. So I might, anyway. Got up nice and early. You can see it's daylight behind me. And I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? Be diligent. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to do some recording, goddammit. And then I open up the window, not the window, like the shades behind me, and there's like a wood chipper truck right behind me. I'm like, oh my God. So, because I'm a professional, I waited for the wood chipping to end, and now we are here with a little bit more Call of Cthulhu. Oh, wait. Need to get my books. Okay. So, again, Alone Against the Dark. I need to find a better place to put this. Whatever. And what we're doing is we're going to continue the adventures. Now we killed off Professor Grunwald. We're rocking Ernest Holt. When we last left off, we had just picked up a companion, Jahark. He agreed to join us because he asked about our ring that we got in Athens that we actually got from our late departed friend Grunwald, and said, yeah, that ring's pretty powerful, and if you want some help, I can help you. So, and you can see like he's got a little archaeology, he's got a little stuff going on, but that's where we ended it. And I think what I was planning to do was, Jahark had agreed to come with me. I said, yeah, here's what's going to happen. You gather your stuff. I'm going to spend some more time touring around the university, maybe hit up some more areas for clues, and we'll meet back and continue our adventure. So, with that, let's give it a shot. I think we went to ancient history. Do we go to the library? Is that what we... I don't think we did. Now that we're tolling around, let's, Islamic culture? That doesn't seem right. Oh yeah, no, that's what, okay, we started with that. Let's go to ancient history. Oh wait, no, what's going on? 216 is Islamic culture. 17 is ancient history. Modern history is 238. Okay. If you make a successful luck or no education roll, you say something that catches Professor Emu's attention, go to 225. So, just to recap, it's September 30th. It's early in the afternoon. We're going to be doing a education roll. I think I'm right. I'm smart, but I'm not as educated. What's my luck? Luck is 13, so that's not going to be it. So let's give education a roll. Regular success. My education is 65. I rolled a 41. Let's see what happens. Go to 225. You can ask about the cult of Aten, go to 273, or you can ask about the searchers for the lost pyramid, go to 295. So I think I'm going to lean toward the searchers because, well, I'm sure either entry of information would be useful, but really I've gotten some info on Aten, which is their cult. Remember, you want to bring the end of the world by tilting the Earth's axis to thaw out Antarctica and unleash hell. So let's ask about the, let's see. Many have looked for another entrance, all have failed. One party, however, vanished without a trace. So here's the thing. I was saying the last time, like, I think it's dumb to roll multiple times for whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a knowledge or an education roll to get him to talk each time. Like, whatever I said made him think, oh, okay, this guy's worth talking to. So he's just going to continue the conversation. We're going to ask about Aten. Yes, they have grown more active. The authorities hush it up, but in the past few years, tremendous numbers of inhabitants have disappeared. Okay. Good to know. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to return to the university, which is just this one right here. Okay. You just see something. I could have swore. So I think what I need to do is I need to advance the clock an hour for that time in the modern history department. I'm just kind of curious really quickly. Islamic cultures 216. It's dumb. I don't recall which path we took to get him into our group. Okay, so let's try languages. Why not? Library doesn't open until 3. You know what? The library's open now. Let's go to the library. They open at 3. You're dazzled by the flowing robes of the scholars and the dramatic stairs twisting to upper floors. To use the treasures of information here, spend 1 hour per library use roll for as many hours as you wish. With 1 successful roll, go to 253. With 2 successful rolls, bum. You must stop when the library closes at 6, so I would get 3. Either return to the university's main entry or leave. Okay. What do we need to roll? Library use. I don't know if I'm very good at that. What is Jahark any better at that? You just double check. Library use 55. What's mine? 20. Let's go somewhere else. I know there's gaming in a little bit, but that's okay. We'll come back. Go to languages to 239. Professor Karga can arrange to translate anything you've brought. He also assigns a student translator. Languages can be your choice, and the translator will accompany you while in Cairo. He has Arabic 90 and 50% in other languages. That's going to be helpful. Let me see. Does he have what languages? He's got hieroglyphics. English, Latin, Greek, Arabic 90. So what language would I need a translator for if I've already got Arabic and hieroglyphics? So the reason why I might pass on this is because I feel like I logically have the translation I need in Jahark. So if I were like, oh, maybe I'll take somebody who speaks German. Or, does Jahark do like ancient languages? Because then I'm just like, I know that Bremen is on the table. And it just feels like I'm gaming it a little bit. At the same time, Jahark, he's a little weak in Latin and Greek. 35 in Latin, 45 in ancient Greek. I assume that's ancient Greek and not present day, but you know what? I'm gonna pass on this. Or you know what I might do? I just might make Jaharks. I don't know if I can edit this. I think I can. No, I'm not gonna edit. I'm gonna make I'm gonna add a language. I'm gonna make it Latin at 50. Let's see, add a language skill. Latin. We're gonna make it. I don't know why it's, yeah, make it 49 because of the translator. And I want to mark that down because I'll forget. And, okay. Uh, 50% Latin is because of Cairo University. Cairo Uni Translator. Hopefully Holt is not, hopefully Jahak is not offended by what I'm doing here. Okay. Let me see. Languages can be of your choice. How many languages? I mean, I guess I could make it Greek too, but whatever. Not sure if that's starting to feel greedy or not, but okay. Okay, we're done. I think that's going to cost us another hour. Let's go to the next one. Science. We're just going to go right down the list. If you have a picture or diagram of the Carpathos device, you can show it to Professor Ben Ozen, if you are willing to be so daring. I think I do, don't I? That's the amulet, but didn't I have a picture of the... I can't recall. I remember bringing up the image of one at one point, because I remember looking at that. Entry 209. Let me just double check what that was, and if there's anything specific there of talking about getting a picture. 209, I said? Nope, back one. The Carpathos device is here. So I don't think I have a picture of it, but I am. Let me skills. What I'm looking for is, obviously I'm smart, I'm fairly knowledgeable. Light of hand, spot hidden, row. What was it I just used? Oh, I used knowledge. That's not something I can raise. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that I can describe the device to the professor. I've seen the device in person, so I feel like I could try to describe it. But what I'm going to do is, if there is some kind of skill check, I'll make it hard, because I'm not literally showing it to him, so I get that it's not exact. So let's see what happens. It might be an astronomical clock or some kind of lock, or it could work as some kind of coordinating mechanism for a greater device about which we know nothing. 66. He shakes his head. I really don't know what it could be for, nor I hazard does anyone else. Back to 249. Okay, 149, I mean. Okay. So that's, of course, the Carpathos device. What I'm going to do is I'm going to advance the clock again. It's 5 o'clock. At the end of the day, we'll pick up Jahark. We'll go to the hotel. Or, we'll do whatever. And then we'll figure out how to meet in the morning. And maybe I'll say, hey, why don't we start by you coming with me to the library? And we're sort of forming a posse. That's my student assistant. That's my TA, Professor Jahark. And let's roll. Get matching coats, matching jackets, I should say. Now, here's the question. When we get the matching jackets, are they badass leather, or are they bowling jackets? Ernest Holt looks more like a bowling jacket kind of gentleman. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. So we're going to go one more place. We did languages. We did science. Let's go to literature. Professor is quite willing to talk of many things for the cult of Aten. Go to blah. We're just going to go down the list, so who cares? 230. So we got to figure this out. The entry says 213, but it says 231. Let me see which one it's supposed to be. Okay, it's not supposed to be 213. It's supposed to be 231. I wonder... So what I'm curious about is I could edit this, I think. But I have a feeling that when I sort of rebooted or when it like patched itself or something, I imagine it would correct itself and go back to the typo. It's not a huge deal, but we're going to go to 231 here on the story list. Next page. 231. Okay. Not Aten, sir. It goes by many names in the old books. Lord of Mu, Master of the Deep. But here, and he pulls down an old book. Here, it is called Gatanathoa. Even this rough sketch is horrid. That thing they worship. And it is said to seek a new kingdom. He smiles. Of course, it's all rubbish, you understand. Although I did just see one in somebody's closet. 261, we're going back. For the Lost Pyramid, go to 288, okay. Yes, I have one reference, a cryptic one. It takes a scrap of parchment from a drawer. It says, only one passage helps. Where evil waits, the gate opens. Where you go up to go down. That seems like something I should make note of. The first time before I lost everything, I was doing player notes. I'm going to put this... I was about to say I was going to put this on my character's notes, but then I'm going to forget. And let's see. Across characters. Okay, so this is what I need to do for Lost Pyramid Clue 1. Okay, just in case. Investigator Deaths 1, Lost Pyramid Clue 1. Perfect. Go to 261. We're going to keep going right down the list. For the Carpathos device, go to 297. I'm not sure that this passage refers to it. A cursed key for a cursed box. The top of terror. It unlocks. Here's something I've always been... Here's the deal. When you say like a threatening omen, you don't have to make it rhyme. But the fact that you took the time to go that extra distance, thank you. So, okay. Return to 237 if you have more to ask the professor, or if you're finished. Are we finished? We might be finished. That might be the end of it. So here's what we're going to do. Day's over. Professor Jahark has, concluded his business. He's arranged to, hey, I need to take some time. We're going to be doing some stuff for a little bit. And I'm like, okay, let's meet up first thing in the morning, library, and do a little research. And then at some point, we're going to hit the pyramid. We've gotten a clue, which makes me realize the clue, when we're reading about evil awaiting, I want to make sure I'm 5 by 5 on my research, my planning. I don't want to go into this a little blind. So we'll meet up, go to the library, spend the day there, do whatever research we need or can, gather some more information, and see what happens. Okay. So we've got that clue. We're going to go back to, there's a role we have to do. I think I got like the best option, I think, for sleeping arrangements. Private homes, yeah. 1 luck roll, succeed, go to... My luck is garbage, so it's going to take a lot for me to succeed. I've got a luck of 13. I roll a 6. Okay. We succeed. Let's go to 198. Let's see what happens. With a successful luck roll, your host speaks English. Go to 199. If you failed the luck roll and can succeed with the language Arabic, fail these rolls, but you have English-Arabic phrase book. Okay, so our host speaks English. Your host says, "It is bad to be here now, sir. The most dangerous object has come back to our land, and an ancient curse will be fulfilled. Try more information. Succeed with a charm, fast talk, or persuade roll. Go to 200. Okay. Okay, so I think charm, persuade, fast talk. I remember putting some points into fast talk. I believe, didn't I? Fast talk. No. Okay, forget that. Persuade is a 40. What's charm? 15. Well, obviously it's going to be persuade. Again, it's the same thing that keeps, charm, persuade, fast. Like, I don't need all three of those skills. Cut to my rant about, what if they modernize the... Okay. Got a 40. I'm rolling a 21, so I succeed. Very nice. So let's see what he has to say. Honestly, like, if I had failed that roll, narratively, this is what would have happened. Dark times are coming to Cairo. An ancient curse is about to be unveiled and return. Have a good night. And I'd be like, whoa, 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 you can't just leave me. I said, good night, sir. So I'm glad that I passed because it makes more sense that he wouldn't just leave me hanging mid-sentence like that. But, I was thinking about that before I rolled the dice, and part of me was like, I don't know if I would just stop, if that makes any sense. So here we go. The ancient door of Aten will open, and the top that turns the world returns to the blasphemous pit from which it came. Then once more our land is green, but your world disappears. Okay, go to any Cairo location on the Egypt location in the morning. Okay, so we're going to call it now October 1st. Click that. I think that changes the date. We're going to make it... we'll make it 8 a.m. What? The library. When did that open? Let me see. We're looking for the university. The library opens at 7. Okay, so we're not barbarians. Say we get there at 8 o'clock. One of the meals for the day is breakfast. I take care of that before we meet up. We meet at the library. You're dazzled by the flowing blah, blah, blah. Library use. Okay, so Jahark is with me. His library use is 55, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it... I'm going to make it like a bonus in our favor. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because this is where he works. Like, he's not just some random stranger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me see if this works. I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw his library use. Does he have a luck stat? Oh, they do. I was curious. Can NPCs... I guess why not? Library use? Okay. So for both of the... so it's a library use of 55. I gave myself one bonus die. And I rolled the exact same thing for the D10. I rolled an 80. Okay. Spend 1 hour per library use roll for as many hours as you wish. So that's the first hour. Nothing yet. Second hour, same thing. We're going back to library use. Okay, so this time I rolled another 80 for one of the D10s, but the other one was a 10, so I rolled a 15 against a 55. That's my first one. That's going to give us entry 253. Locate a couple of books which look interesting. If you can make a successful language Arabic roll or have an English-Arabic dictionary and make a no education roll, you can examine the following. With a 90, I'm not going to... The guy is as fluent as it comes. He doesn't need to make a check. Let's see. You can examine the following. If you fail to read books, you may return again on another day. If you spend 2 further hours successfully making prone. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start with the Arabic ones, and then I think we're going to have to call in a translator to help us potentially with the Latin, and then I don't need to translate English. So this is a version of the Book of the Dead. I guess the King James version of the Book of the Dead. O my heart, rise not up against me as witness. Besides this sentence, a scholar long ago annotated, this reveals the undead's fear of discovery. That is partly the reason for suppressing sections of the book. This guide to reviving and controlling the mummy in its new earthly existence. There is no solution, however, for the grayish, deathly pallor to the skin, nor for the drying skin flakes which peel away so easily. Okay. Okay. The next book, I think, is also in Arabic, Al-Hazred and the Curse of Egypt. And again, I apologize. I am butchering every word that isn't C-Spot run, and I apologize for that, so hopefully you can bear with me. Okay. This is the demented scholar who led the rebirth of the cult, though the seed has slept there down through the millennia, waiting a foul spurt of evil to give it rise. Now the cult performs its evil rituals throughout the land, worshipping not Aten, but the evil ones who pose as his priests. Okay. So this is an interesting thing. Is this trying to tell me that the cult of Aten has been misappropriated? Is it not really about Aten anymore, but it's about the personalities that have risen to the top and have sort of co-opted all right. It's almost like this happens in politics still, to this day, all over the world. Or Twitter. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So now we're gonna, if we fail to read the books, let me see. You spend 2 further hours and successfully make the appropriate length. So I think I got to spend the hours no matter what. So let's, we got there at 8. So 8 to 9 was the first book. We'll spend the next 2 hours, and then that might take us close to when the library closes. We're going to need to roll Latin. So again, my Latin skill is 50, but it's not really my own, but... $77. No luck. Okay. Really would have... you know what? But maybe, even though it's a longer shot, maybe Jahark gives it a shot with his Latin. Even worse. 80. Okay. Jahark's a 35 Latin. I rolled an 80. I rolled 77 against 50 if I didn't say that. That was the translator. Okay. So then the book in English, I'm not going to roll. Curious, do they make you put English? No, they don't. Okay, so this is interesting. Language own English, 65. I can sort of get... okay. This is something like, you know, in Mithras, you know, whatever your native language is, you automatically get like a plus 40 in. And so I get the idea that it might not be the most well-spoken, it might not be the most eloquent. Maybe you have to look up some words when you read more complicated text, but I feel like if it's your own language, you have the tools you need to read a book. So I'm not going to do a roll. Here's what I'll do. I'll do a roll, and I rolled a 2 against a 65. What I was going to say is if I failed, it's not that I couldn't decipher it. It's that maybe there's a lot of terms and things like that I'm not familiar with, and I had to sort of piece it together to understand what the book was trying to say. Like, you know, when you read Canterbury Tales in the original Middle English, or, you know, you can sort of figure it out, or so. But in this case, it's just a normal reading. It's not anything complicated. Contrary to speculation and rumor, the so-called lost pyramid of Akhenaten is hidden at Tel El Amarna, the new capital founded by that pharaoh. It is disguised as a small burial pyramid for friends, courtiers, and their slaves. Somewhere within is held the secret of Akhenaten's madness, but no secret entrances or chambers have ever been found. You find in the sketch of the tomb as known. Is that what this is? Nope, that's the amulet. Is there no sketch? Images. Let's see if there's a sketch for 284 really quickly. Nope, there's not. You find a sketch of the tomb as known. Let me just look this. Yeah, I've got that. Okay. Okay. The pyramid puzzle diagram. This is the... I think this is what I was talking about, how like I don't really know how you're supposed to... And I didn't really cut the pieces up to make it work, as I was talking about. Probably in the first session, so... We'll have to see how that goes. And, you know, I might have to do this in 2 parts. Like I said, I was trying to get an early start to get through all of this. Our schedule's been totally nuts, getting everybody on the channel to record. And one of the little secrets is when I'm doing something solo, I can get up early, or I can stay up really late and take care of it when no one's around. Obviously, you can tell from daylight that I've chosen to get up early, but then, of course, you know, the wood chipper. So I didn't get as much time as I was hoping before. In a little while is when my official work time starts. That's what I'm trying to get at. And so I might have to pause and see how things go. Okay. Contrary to speculation, rumor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this down real quick. I'm going to call this Lost Pyramid Clue 2. Now, one of the reasons why I'm writing it down is because it says you find a sketch of the tomb as known. So I might throw myself some kind of bonus if it feels like that sketch might apply. I'm not quite sure. Again, a sketch wasn't provided, so I wasn't sure if it was interior, exterior, just the pyramid as a whole. So, you know, it's like it's this one, which I might already be aware of. So, okay. Well, let's close that up. Book of the Dead, we did that. Did we add the 2 hours? I think I did, right? Because it's 11. And I think that might be it for all the books that we can research. We weren't able to do... Yeah, I can come back another day and try again with the Latin one. But... Okay. You know, it's so dumb. I wear earphones all day when I work, and it's not uncomfortable, but it's not most comfortable. And I realized I'm playing a solo game. I'm not listening to anything. So what's the point of wearing them? So I'm not listening to my own voice as feedback. I'm not, you know, I get the sound of the dice rolling, but just figured, whatever. I tried some in-ear monitors. I may have said this already, from Shure, and it was like, you know, plugging your ears. So it sounded too weird when I was talking. It was too distracting. So anyway, let's see. Okay, so that's the end of the morning. The library is open till 11, so they're going to kick us out now. So what do we do? I sort of already toured the university. I hit up all the departments. Got a couple of clues about the pyramid. I think we're going to be going Cairo Museum. Have I already been there? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab some lunch. My treat, because again, I'm rich, relatively speaking. And that'll be our second meal. I guess we'll go to the marketplace. I mean, there's on the street food vendors. Maybe we do that. Yeah, we'll do that. You know, we're in the midst of things. We're making plans, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll hit up a vendor. I'm wondering if this is going to make me sick if I get a 10. It says small fast food stands occur in every city. Hot dogs, falafel, and so on. Roll a D10. If the roll is a 10, go to entry to... I'm curious. Is it you get sick? Yeah. You get food poisoning. Okay. That's a nice touch. Lose time. So now that we've done that, we're going to go to the... we'll go to the... I'm going to spend some time. It's now 1 o'clock. We're going to go to... They're not open. What I'm looking for, retail merchandise, is that... I'm looking for different stores, because there's obviously the retail merchandise, but I thought there was one that was an outfitter. Here we go. Accepts currency for any country. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to track, like, I'm going to buy one tent, 10-foot pole, you know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say we spent time at the retail store, and then if something feels like it would be reasonable to have, I'm going to say we plan for it. If it seems like it's an edge case, I'll maybe pick a skill or some luck or something and go from there. And we'll do that way. Yeah, it was sort of, you know, on this channel, we've done some cyberpunk, and I sort of incorporated this idea into like the spy game where, at least I think I did, where I don't want equipment to be so detailed. So it's just like, cyberpunk has that sort of Forged in the Dark where you can sort of do a rewind, a flashback. I think Savage Worlds sort of has this idea. If you spend a penny, you can change the narrative up a little bit. And just sort of like, you know, I planned for this, or that way you're not like, oh, you know, my equipment list doesn't include everything like a detailed invoice, so I guess I'm out of luck. So, I think in the spy game, I just made stuff like hard available, stuff like that, not... Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay. I missed the spy game. Hopefully we get back to it soon and get to... Matt's got something cooking, and I'd like to give that a shot. Basically, I want the rotation back. So, let me figure out what's going on here. So that's what I'm going to do for this retail stuff. I'm going to say like, hey, we did an equipment run, and hopefully it covers what we need. And now, having done that, we're going to go to the Cairo Museum, assuming I have not already been here. Because I can't recall if I went here first. So let's get to, we'll make it 3 o'clock. From Treasures of the Pyramids, let's just see if this looks... you see household paraphernalia, combs and tools, all of gold and silver. An empty sarcophagus contains a placard explaining that when the Lord died, his slaves were killed, that they might continue to serve him in the afterlife. Pretty sweet setup, huh? Like you don't even get a break when the guy dies. You got to be his slave into eternity. Want to decipher the Egyptians' hieroglyphics with a successful language hieroglyphics roll. Let's go to, let's check out the amulet. You notice a picture bearing the label. I think is this what I've got? I think that's what I've done. So I have been here before, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring these guys back because now, like, let's look at the hieroglyphics. Let's see what we can do with that. Hieroglyphics here are... what? A 50. Let's do a skill check against that. Rolled an 86. God. Okay, move on. Okay, so we weren't able to do that. And maybe what we do is maybe we just gather resources for one more day. Wait, is this a new day? Is this a new day from when I was at the university? No, the library. I think I was at the library in the morning. Okay. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pause here for a second because I've got to take care of some stuff. And when I have some more free time, I'll do part 2 of this and we'll go from there. So we'll be back and we'll keep going with this run. Okay. So we're back. Apologies for the slight delay. It's now much later in the day. And yeah, we just sort of finished up our time at the Cairo Museum, I believe. I think we just sort of covered what we're going to do, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to basically... It's from 3 to 6. Did we interview the curator? I feel like we did. I feel like I looked at this. But yeah, because I remember that sort of you have to write it down. Okay. So what we're going to do, let me just see if there's anywhere. I've sort of lost track of the time from this morning when I was doing this, but let's just see if we can... Is there anywhere else we need to go? We've been to the museum, been shopping, so to speak, to get outfitted for what we're going to do. We've been to the university. Let's stop by the police. Ernest Holt has had an interesting encounter. And maybe there's some reason to do that. Affable enough, they have no information concerning what you want to know. If it's after October 31st, go to 114. Otherwise, go... Okay. So let's advance another hour. Nothing at the police station. We don't need the hotels. We don't need the hospital. I mean, we could just check it off as we go there and see what's up, but there's no... I feel like there's no narrative reason to motivate us visiting the hospital. So what we'll do is we could go to the pyramid. Well, it's 4 o'clock. By the time we got to the pyramid, it'd be 5 o'clock. Only an hour before it closed. So what I'd rather do is sort of start with a fresh day. I don't think we need to... So let's just call it the next day. It's October 2nd. I'm going to make it 8 a.m. What time does it open? It opens at, was it 10? So what we'll do is we'll have breakfast and we'll get there right at 10 a.m. Me, Jahark, and the translator on loan. And let's see what happens. The village is quiet. A gust of wind picks up dust along the empty road. Here and there, a face looks out from a doorway. You spot the pyramid, one much smaller and less imposing than the pyramids at Giza. A well-trod path leads to the pyramid entrance. If you have time to inspect the pyramid, go to 360. If you need to spend the night at the inn, go to 444. If you left your car with your guide, go to 361. We didn't do that, I don't think. Well, I did hire a driver. Right? But I definitely have time to inspect the pyramid, so let's start with that. The pyramid is certainly old, but not very impressive. You want to walk around. You can spend 1 hour examining one of its 4 faces. For north, go 317, east 359, south, etc., etc. Or you can enter the pyramid by going to the tomb entrance on the western side at 390. Okay, so let's refer to some business. We've got this map here, so there's a little something there on the west side. Was there anything else? So if you look at the amulet, though, there's a little circle on the eastern side. I'm not noticing any other markings except for that little circle there. So let's start with the east. So the east is 359. Oh, interesting. If you came to this side first, give yourself plus 20 percentiles. Add plus 5 percentiles for each of the remaining hour from now until 6. Add 20 more percentiles if you're using a map or diagram not obtained in Egypt. I think I obtained... I don't know. Let's see 287. Let me just double check where that is. That might be from Egypt, but I need to confirm it. 287. Dunk, dunk, dunk. One more? Two more? 287 is... 236. It's on display, but... Oh, Cairo Museum. So I did obtain it in Egypt. Okay. Okay, so we're going to get a plus 20. It's 10 a.m., so we can get another plus 5 for each hour remaining. So it's 8 more. So it's a plus 60 total. We don't get the 20 for using the map or diagram not obtained in Egypt. Okay. Try to roll under that on a D100. If successful, go to 397. So I guess a 60? I rolled an 18, so that's a success. There we go. Okay, so we succeeded. Go to 397. You climb up and down the eastern face of the pyramid, examining the carefully cut stones and looking for who knows what. Then you see that one stone seems to have a tiny crack of space. You shove it as hard as you can. It moves slightly. You have found the secret entrance. To move the stone, make a strength roll. If you have one or more companions, you gain a bonus die to the roll. Attempt the roll once per hour. When you make it, go to 379. Okay. Am I strong? Not really. Do I have companions? I have 2. So I get a bonus die to the roll. Only 1, but let's give it a shot. Looks like I'm going to get it with the... my strength is a 45, but one of the D10s was a 20, so I rolled a 24. Go to 379. Here we go. I can attempt to roll once per hour. So when it asked how many hours were there until 6 p.m., I didn't necessarily know that meant to advance it the whole time. I think it's just... it's building in that you have a long time to search. But I'm not exactly sure how much time I should have had pass. But we'll figure that out. It opens. You found a way. Anyone still with you will be reluctant to enter the opening you've exposed. To keep them with you, make a charm, intimidate, or fast talk. All right. We've got charms low. Fast talk is worse. What was the last one? Intimidate. That one I thought I might be okay at. 65. I feel bad intimidating them, but let's see what happens. Nope. Okay, I've got a 65 for a skill. I rolled a 53, so that's a success. Let me get this out of the way. Let's see. Go to 382. How to explore the pyramid. Now that you've found the right entrance, use the pyramid puzzle and the pyramid outline. Print or copy pages 91-92. Cut out the 16 individual triangles, which contain images and letters. Arrange the pieces so their identification letters are in alphabetical order. Do not cut apart the blank triangles that are arranged in the shape of a larger triangle. That is the pyramid outline onto which the smaller triangles, the puzzle pieces, are to be fitted as you explore the interior. Woof. Every time you enter a new section, you will be told which triangle is shown by the letter to take. Place it on the pyramid outline with the small arrow pointing up, connecting to the section you are leaving. Lightly tape or glue the sections as you place them on the diagram. You'll be creating a cross-section of previously unknown portions of the Tel El Mama period. So this actually might... I was hoping to get a little bit further than this, because... Now take section K and place it with an arrow up on space 4 of the pyramid outline. You are the dot. Okay, so what I might have to do... So what I think I'm going to do is... Like I said, apologies for this being a truncated session. I was hoping to get a little bit further before we hit this. Actually, I didn't even realize this was about to come up. But I don't want to fumble around with it when I don't have it prepped. At the same time, I'm trying to think of how to have it prepped. And what I might do is this is so stupid. I might actually do it in Foundry because I know how to do it there. I'm not 100% sure how to make the individual pieces go onto layers within the imaging, the image sort of. If you look here, I don't even know how to mess around with it, to be honest with you. We can get into it, we can edit it, but I'm not sure how to make the pieces, manipulate the pieces. So what I might do is I might set it up in Foundry. I might toggle A/B sort of back and forth between the two. But that's going to have to be for next time. So apologies for that. I'm hoping that we get the rotation back up and running soon, but I'm not 100% sure if that will be next or if there's still one more week what we can't get together for recording. This one's my fault. But we'll see. Okay. Anyway, apologies again for this being a short session. This has been Black Lodge Trivia Night. I'm Art. I'm playing again, Alone Against the Dark. And I don't know if that showed up. Kind of. Defying the Triumph of the Ice in Fantasy Grounds. I think so far it's been good. And honestly, if I were not streaming this, it's not a big deal to print this stuff out and, cut it up and do it in front of you. I mean, who cares, right? You still have the two things. And I could do that. Like I have in the past set up a camera, but that's a little bit more than I honestly would really want to do. Downstairs in my dungeon, I have 2 cameras. I might be, I don't know. We'll see. I think what I'll do is I'll do it in Foundry. But regardless, appreciate you checking this out. Apologies, this is a little bit of a short session. Again, hopefully soon we'll get the rotation back up and running. So that's really what this channel is supposed to be about, checking out all these games and trying them all out. So I appreciate everybody who's stuck with it when I've tried some of this solo stuff out. If you prefer audio versions of this podcast, just go to Black Lodge Trivia Night, wherever you get your audio, and hopefully we show up. Leave comments, likes, whatever. If you're watching this, you've already found our channel. Like and subscribe if this is something you like, if it's of any interest. If you want, you can jump into our Discord. There should be a link in the notes below or on the... Yeah, I guess it's in the show notes. We talk about CRPGs, we talk about RPGs. Occasionally we get a game organized. I think there's one for liminal horror coming up. But regardless, we appreciate everybody who's checked in, who's subscribed, who leaves comments, who's joined the Discord. We're having a lot of fun, and hopefully you're having some as well. So thanks again, take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. The music during the RPG session in Foundry was provided by the Foundry module Tabletop RPG Music and composed by Ian Fisher. You can find his Patreon at www.patreon.com/tabletop RPG music, all one word.